Welcome back to the studio, friends. We're here. It is a new day. Actually, it's a new week. Hopefully, you've had a great week. You've enjoyed something you love, or seen someone you love, or any of the plethora of things that can make your week great. My week has been very good, very busy, and very insightful. And we're going to dive into it in today's video. So, if you're ready, grab a tea or whatever drink you prefer, take a seat, and if you're feeling really creative, get some art supplies and join me in today's fun, creative video. Because we are going to be talking about play. That's right, playtime. Creating for fun. Can you think of the last time that you created something just for fun? Like without any expectations, without a plan, or without knowing what you want to do? Yeah, me either. But it was during my therapy session last week, actually, that I had this epiphany that, wow, I actually don't appreciate playing. I think as an artist who makes art all the time, you kind of make this assumption that, well, because you're making art, you're playing and you're having fun. But really, I recognized that I am working, and something I talked about with my therapist in that session was, feeling this responsibility as a young child to be good, to be, not too emotional, to do the right things. And I think that kind of carried over into adulthood of some strange way. It warped into this idea of, all work and no play. And that's the way to be good. And so, yeah, I journaled for a little while, and I realized that there's still a young version of me that is always with me when I'm creating, and I should give her the opportunity to just play and have fun and not be chained to the work desk. And I think that was what the biggest goal for today was bring out all the supplies, bring out the things that seem interesting to the 6-year-old version of me. Like, what would she want, and what would make her feel like she gets to play in the studio. And let me tell you, that was not as easy as it seems, to be able to tap into that playfulness without any expectation and putting my adult brain into the equation. Wow, what a challenge. So my main hope by showing you what I chose to do to play is to encourage you to do something like this for yourself and enjoy the process as much as you can. I know it's not easy to have fun as an adult, shockingly, if you're not used to doing it. And hopefully this is just a way for you to see that it's not impossible and that you can take a step in that playful direction. I'm not gonna lie, okay? But I did go into this with an expectation because I did want something to represent um, that playfulness. So I did end up having a finished piece, but that doesn't mean I didn't have fun in these sketchbooks just playing around before I got to the bigger piece. Again, like I said, letting go and just playing to play is still a process. I'm still learning to unlearn. So as you can see, I moved on to the bigger piece after I played around in the sketchbooks and had fun and experimented with different colors and different crayons and paints. And then when I got to this bigger piece, it was more just about, you know, choosing the ones that I had the most fun with in the sketchbook and putting them on this paper. And the most interesting thing that I realized was the conversation between the quote unquote version of me as a kid and me now. In my head, going back and forth about wanting to perfect something or just play. It was so interesting to see how my brain was volleying back and forth between like wanting it to be a perfect image and not make a mess, and then trying to let that go and ask myself, okay, what does little me enjoy? What's fun? What's messy? And so you can kind of see that in just the way that there's splatters, and then I'm just painting over stuff without any care. And it felt good and surprising. Anywho, that's my little rant about it. And I will show you now the finished piece. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you give it a like. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. And if you want, even share it with a friend today. I hope you enjoy some play this week, and until next time, I'll see you soon.